When you have great coaches,
We have a chance to be one hell of a big story this year, man, if we put our heart and soul into this football team.
then after you have great coaches, you get great players.
Jacobs slips out of a tackle, and the rookie's taken off. Takes Chiefs with him all the way down to the 30.
You have a great organization.
It's easy to kind of spend money in free agency or draft players, but the hard part is developing a team.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
Quick pass on the slant, complete for a lot of yardage. Hunter Renfrow off to the races.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Today, Las Vegas officially becomes our nation's capital.
We got it going down tonight, right here on the Franchise Raider podcast. The boys will be joining me in a second. We got one hell of a show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking the 2020 draft. We're going to have a special guest come in house that you guys are going to get excited about. A beast of a football player, a new linebacker for our Las Vegas Raiders. We'll see you in just a minute. What is good, Raider Nation? We are back in the saddle again after a long, amazing weekend of draft coverage right here on Franchise Sports Media. If you have not yet hit that subscribe button, this is an opportune time for you to do so, as well as head on over to Twitter, Franchise Sports Media, Facebook, just the same. Go over to franchisesportsmedia.com and check out all the amazing articles over this past weekend. We had a lot of stuff going on. Franchise is doing their thing. The Las Vegas Raiders are doing their thing. And I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight. Currently waiting for the man, Joe Arrigo himself, Chris Sproles. We're going to be doing some draft coverage tonight again, talking about what the Las Vegas Raiders did this past weekend. An offensive packed draft, but they didn't let the defense sit alone. They got some defensive beasts, in my opinion, and we're going to have one of them join us tonight. So I'm excited for that. Really excited for that. How did everybody else feel about the draft this weekend? If you guys liked the draft and you liked what the Raiders did, why don't you go ahead and smack that like button right now for me? Just smack that like button. Keep smacking that like button. Also, if you like the draft and you don't want to hit the like button, that's cool. Just leave me a number 1 in the comment section right now. I thought it was just a fantastic weekend. As usual, as in Raider fashion, they threw me off guard a little bit. I'm not going to lie. The wide receiver position was expected, I think, by mostly everybody. But I don't necessarily think that they had Ruggs. I think a lot of people thought it would be Jerry Jeudy. Some even thought CeeDee Lamb, especially since we had all three there. I really want to dive into that a little bit. I've had nearly a week to process that pick. And just hearing Mayock and Gruden speak on it, as well as our very own Chris Sproles, the very time that he made his debut right here on Franchise with Joe one night, it literally, in my opinion, the best pick at wide receiver the Raiders could have made. Oh, look who joined us. Joe Arrigo's in the house. What's up, Joe?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? What's going on? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I was just kind of breaking down the fact about what Mayock and what Gruden and what the consensus is about Ruggs. Now that it's been a weekend, how do you feel about the pickup of Ruggs over CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy?
You know, I was with it, and like I told some people, like I've talked to some people, and we were kind of asked to kind of keep things on the low. That they had a lot of interest in Ruggs. But if you remember when the pick came, we all said like, well, who is it? Like name the pick right now before it's announced, and
Yeah.
we all said Ruggs. So that part I wasn't surprised, but I like it. I like what they did. I like what they did there. I like Ruggs, and I think that he's going to add that juice to the offense that they've been lacking the last few years.
No, and yeah, I heard it first. The way that I heard Chris say it first when he joined you for the very first time here on Franchise. From that point on, I looked at Ruggs in a completely different way, and everything that he said followed up to what Mayock and Gruden are saying about this guy. It's more than just filling a need at wide receiver. It's more than just putting that guy on the outside to go over the top. We're talking about a guy that's going to literally, quote unquote, open up the whole offense.
Yeah, and they need that for the offense. The offense, really, the team speed last year was really low. I mean, they didn't have a lot of team speed, and that's something on both sides of the ball that they needed to address. And they did it on the defensive side, I think. But I want to get back to Ruggs because joining us right now is somebody I know really well. He's a guy that I've been banging the drum for to enter, for not just to be a Raider, just because I'm covering them, because everybody knows they're not my favorite team. I'm honestly.
Remember, guys, that's just what he says. That's just what he says.
No, that's what I mean. But this guy was in my lifetime covering USC in the Pete Carroll and Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian era before I got to Las Vegas.
Nice.
This guy is in my top 5 of guys that I had to cover, that I enjoyed covering. He's a playmaker. He's a dude, and I love the mentality he's going to bring. It's UNLV, former UNLV, now Raiders linebacker Javin White. What's up, Jay White?
What's good with y'all?
Man, we live in, bro. First of all, congratulations, bro. I'm beyond proud of you. You get to stay home and or as close to home as possible and play for, this the part that is a trip. Like, you're from Oakland, you went to school in Vegas, and you're playing for the Raiders, who were in Oakland and now we're in Vegas, man. How much of a trip is that for you?
Man, it's like I can't get away from the two cities, you feel me, I was in the most. But it's a blessing to be a Raider now, and I know all of my family that was 49er fans, they over here tripping right now, but it's going to be a good scene this year.
Hell yeah. Like I know we talked briefly, and you turned down a few other teams to stay in Vegas. What was your thought process behind that, bro?
Honestly, it was more of a brand business standpoint. I feel like me staying is going to be a whole different scene for everybody, just a UNLV to get somebody face out there, and we can brand it so much because I went to UNLV. So being a Raider, they already have their own brand, but if we can brand like another player with a bigger scene, because he is like a hometown hero so far, that can help, bring so much, fan base to the city, and it's just going to be a great season.
What's going on, buddy, man? This is Jason, a.k.a. The Knight from Franchise, bro. It's so nice to meet you. Joe has said a lot of great things about you. He's talked about you so much, man. And during the draft, all of us were so hyped, hoping that they would go out and get you. And the way that they did it is even sweeter because you chose us. And as a member of the Raider Nation, I want to personally welcome you to the Raider Nation, dude. And I'm very excited of what you're going to bring, especially as the hybrid linebacker, as what we'll be calling it. You're going to be the difference maker of us taking out the Chiefs. And how do you feel about your role that they've talked to you about so far in year one?
Man, I'm excited for it. Really and truly, I feel like it's going to be a blessing. And for my versatility and what I can do when I get on the field, I feel like the Raiders just need somebody like me. And I'm ready for whatever John Gruden and them need me to do. And honestly, I'm excited to go up against the Chiefs and Travis Kelce, all pro people. So I'm excited for it.
I know you're not going to back down from the challenge. In fact, you see what I got behind me. Against Hawaii, man. I had to put it up. I had to rep for my boy, man. So speaking of that, we've, for about 4 years now, you and I have kind of known each other, and from covering you and stuff. And in the last couple years, we really got to know each other a little bit more. But before, not this season, but the season before, going into your junior year, literally like a week or so before you played USC, a tragedy hit, and that was when former UNLV safety Kenny Keys passed away. Mm-hmm. Can you tell the people why you really want to wear number 44 and describe what Kenny meant to you and your development on and off the field while you're at UNLV?
Oh man, Kenny was an older brother to me, really and truly. When I first got to UNLV, he was there. He took me and my best friend Evan Austria under a wing, and he did exactly what big brothers do when you come to college. When I was down on myself, when I wasn't first playing and stuff, he was the main one to tell me that you're gonna be great, so don't even worry about it. He was the first one to really go over the playbook with me and really have me understand it. And when I see Kenny on the field, I kind of see myself on the field. He was just a loose cannon out there, just going wherever the ball was. Kenny was a maniac. Outside of the football field, he was the bright of the party. He was everything. Everybody knew Kenny and everybody loved him. And when that hurt, I'm a tough dude. I don't really cry a lot, but that made me tear up really, really bad. Me and my best friend Evan, we decided to get him tatted on us. So right now I got I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got basically a football outline, and it has a KK fofo on it, and it's tatted on me. So he'll always forever be with me.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's awesome, dude. I mean, it shows a lot about your character, how you let people impact you, and you never forget. And I think that's awesome. Tell us a little bit what that draft process was like when the Raiders finally contacted you and it was all said and done. What was part of your thought process in coming to the Raiders?
Honestly, man, I was pissed. Not even going into the Raiders. I was just pissed I went undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
We had this dang near decade not drafted person, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna break it. I felt like everything in my power was gonna break it. And after I got the call for the Raiders and all the teams, and I decided to stay home, I kind of loosened up a little bit because it was kind of more bigger than football. It was bigger than undrafted. This is, there's not a lot of people that go undrafted that's going to get their face recognized, as much as a player like I am since I stayed in Vegas. And, I'm excited that the Raiders picked me up, and I feel like that is a team that fits me because they're nitty gritty. John Gruder's a take no shit guy, really and truly. And I love to play for coaches like that.
You had one under Coach Sanchez, man. Like Tony was a take no shit guy. This is like, I wasn't going to ask it, but it kind of like you brought it up and it kind of like just hit me. When the last couple of years, there was a lot of speculation about his job security. And I know that how did that affect you and the rest of the guys on the team? And do you think, and then you had someone like Tim Skipper there, the D coordinator, who I think really took your game and elevated it, by putting you in a position to be his playmaker. Can you first describe what it was like, having to deal with, is Tony going to be the head coach or is he not going to be the head coach? And then turn around and talk about what T-Skip meant to you.
Honestly, I took it personal when they talked about Coach Sanchez not having a job because, it's not always on the coaches, it's more on the players. The players go out there to play. So we affected a little bit of that. We didn't win the games that we needed to win. We didn't go to a bowl game. So with me, and I was a fighter. I love Coach Sanchez to death. A lot of people didn't like him, but, we had a great relationship outside of football and on the football field that made it better. So every time I stepped on the field, I was fighting for Coach Sanchez's job, and I was fighting, to have UNLV get a recognition that we deserve. UNLV is up on the upcoming. I feel it's really coming soon, and I'm excited for this new coach and whatever he does with it. But Coach Sanchez was my guy, and when he got fired, it set a little stone on me, and I was kind of more happy it was my last year, so he didn't get fired the year after me. I'd rather like me and him both go out at the same time. That's a little selfish to me, but Coach Sanchez was a great coach, and I understand a bit of the professional aspects. We didn't win much games, and that's what this business is about. It's winning games and going to bowl games and making money. But Coach Sanchez had a lot on his plate. There's not a lot of coaches that can go around and build a $35 million facility with not a lot of recognition and a lot of fan base. So for him to do that, that shows the character that he had and the love he had for UNLV. And I was truly blessed to be around it. And with Coach Skip is my man. I talked to Coach Skip throughout the whole draft, my whole draft process. Like ever since I left, when Coach Skip first arrived, I fell in love with Coach Skip because he was a Pop Warner coach, and when I explain a Pop Warner coach is usually somebody's uncle or somebody's dad, that you got so much love for you that you don't want to disappoint him because, he loves you so much. And that was Coach Skip. Coach Skip let me do everything I needed to do. He put me in positions to help me get into the step I am right now. And that's why, I'm so excited for Coach Skip, and he's going to be at CMU now. But, I love Coach Skip.
I could just hear him. Shit, fuck, Javin, fuck. Look at it. How you gonna let that slap dick do that to you? Fuck, shit. Oh man, Scatto, it's weird because I talked to Skip Sunday. My phone was, as soon as the draft was over, and actually towards the latter part, it was blowing up, and then like Jason knows, then we were doing a show for like 8 hours here, and then like after I got done, I hit him. I said, "Yo, when how you holding up?" He's like, "Fuck, my phone's fucking blowing up. Fuck." He's like, but it is what it is. I know you working out at Phase One at Mike Waters' facility out there in Vegas. I know Keyshawn Nixon. I know you know Keyshawn pretty well. What other dudes from the Raiders have you like linked up with and worked out with even before you decided to sign with the Raiders?
I haven't actually worked out with a lot of them, because they have their own different time. Pros come in whenever they want, but I've seen Jonathan Abrams in there. I've seen Trayvon Mullen in there. I've seen Jeremiah Valoga, a new recent signing in there. I've seen a lot of guys in there so far. Phase is gonna blow it because it is the best facility in Vegas. So it fits so perfect with Raiders and the way we train out there. And I'm excited to get around my guys and just join and respect for each other and get to know each other.
As a rookie coming in, man, what are you most excited about if your rookie year? Because there's always the rumors about rookie hazing and stuff, but you're kind of a guy coming in. This has kind of been your town, dude. Since you've been rolling through Vegas, is it going to be a different experience for you? Is it already a different experience for you being recognized in town now, ex-Rebel, new Raider?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great. The most thing I'm excited for. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm coming in to take somebody's job quick.
That's what I want to hear.
Like,
yes, sir.
I don't plan on sitting on no bench or nothing. If I gotta do it, I gotta do it. However, I'm gonna contribute. To help this team win, I'm gonna do it, and that's me playing special teams right away, and that's me, competing for whoever's the starter. And I'm gonna tell them, I'm not your friend. We teammates, but I'm coming to take your job because I want what you have right now, and that's nothing personal. But, me being a Raider and, now and being at UNLV, it's just the face and the recognition I'm going to get. I'm at the highest level of football right now, and I'm in the best city. Sin City is the most traveled to city in America, and it's about branding yourself. I'm always about branding myself, and I'm trying to brand it so much to where everybody knows who I am. I've been in Walmart right now at a UNLV player, and people know who I am. So imagine that being a Raider, and
correct,
people are going to, just fall in love with me even more.
A story that I don't know if you remember it because I know you have so many games, but it stood out to me. It stood out to me in TQ on the sideline when you're playing UNR for the last time at Sam Boyd, and you were down 24-0 after the first quarter, and I think it was because you guys were a little too juiced up. I mean, you guys were fucking lit before the game, bro. I mean, that's like I remember on the sideline, I was down there with some recruits, and you guys were on one. And then I come back down for the third quarter, and it gets into the fourth quarter, and I always stood next to the defensive side of the field on the side because that's where I'm comfortable. And plus, you guys were there, and we would have conversations. We weren't supposed to, but we're talking, and you told you're on the cornerback for UNR's neck. I mean, you're talking about how D Woods is gonna route him, and he's a bitch and he's soft, and then you said, you know what, like I'm a grown man playing with boys. And you come out and get a pick, and then that's your first pick, and then Jericho makes the big play on third down where he stands the guy up, which was big because the guys came down and scored, which would end up being the game-winning touchdown. And then you said on the sideline. Yeah, and you came down on the sideline and you were like, I'm going to end this bitch. I'm going to pick this bitch off and we going to go home with the fucking cannon. And 5 plays later, you drop back. It looks like you broke from where you're at. You just read the quarterback's eyes. You picked the ball off, won the game, and you ran off the sideline. You ran off the field talking so much shit. I loved it. And you got on the sideline. You're like, I told you, I run, this is my bitch. I run this city. Like, that's the energy you bring to the team. Are you going to bring that same energy when you get on the field, now that you're with the Raiders?
Of course, it all starts out, getting respect from the team, and I plan on showing my what I can do on the field, so they're gonna respect me regardless, and it's about, the coaches fall in love with me and everything. And honestly, like you said, Joe, that's how I do. That's me. I've been around. I'm an inner city boy. That's how we play out. This my shit. Period. Y'all forgot who King Kong is. I'm on my Denzel stuff. Yeah, and it's all about, it's motivation to me, because I feel like since I'm talking so much mess, I gotta back it up, So that makes me go to a whole different level. Because if I don't, people gonna eat me up. You was talking all that, But it's more of, when I say that, I mean that stuff, and I mean it to the bottom of my last blood vessel. It's serious to me. Like some of the during the game, some people may think it's just a game, but nah, this is what I wanted to do. I want to be a professional athlete. I want football as my career, and so far I'm doing a great job of it, and I plan on doing even more since I'm at the highest level now.
Well, John Gruden's gonna love you. There was a quote that John said in the preseason last year. He said, "He's not about dreams. He's about fucking nightmares." And it's exactly the vibe I'm getting from you. It's like, I know I'm not here, for the dream. I'm not here to be everybody's buddy. I'm not happy at just being at this point. And I'm here to get to that next level. And you have to have that mentality, dude. And you seem to have it. And I'm excited to see you put on that silver and black and go hit somebody.
Appreciate that.
I can't wait to see you out there, bro. And especially, once everything gets kind of normal again and you're able to lace them up. I know you're trying to get 24. You'll probably get the 44. Excuse me. You're gonna probably get that decision like once you guys get in for your virtual rookie mini camp. I would take it.
Yeah. So they don't really know about like the numbers and stuff yet. All the draft picks can pick their numbers now. But I plan on getting 44. And if I don't get it, then so be it. But that's my number. I'm playing a hybrid linebacker, so that's a perfect number. And it has so much true meaning to me. And, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not really a number guy, but now at the aspect I am in life, that would mean a whole bunch to me.
What's more special to you right now? Because I know your mom and family is beyond proud that you graduated from UNLV with your degree. Between that and now reaching, because your dream you haven't reached your dream yet. This is the first step towards your dream, and we both know that. So what's your mom more proud of? The fact that you graduated from UNLV with your degree, or the fact that you've taken that first step in reaching that dream and that goal that you have as a man and as an adult going forward?
I think all of the above. My mom, is one person that said education was the key. And, like every other mom, and I checked that box off quick. I never told her to worry about that. I was always going to get my degree, and that wasn't even a question. But now I think me being a Raider and being in the league, I think she's even more happy because people can't just say, oh, he's just in the league, did he get his degree? No, I graduated with honors. First of all, I got my degree. Now I'm on the Raiders on one of the most biggest revenue franchises in America. So what else can you say about me? You can't really say nothing. This is my dream, and that's a lot of my family members' dream of me. They only see me playing football and being somebody that's so big in the world that has a great face and has great to this community and all of that. And, I'm doing exactly what my mom needs me to do, and I plan on, doing even more. I plan on, like you said, Joe, like just playing for the Raiders is not going to be there. I want to be an all-pro. I want to wear a yellow jacket. And I'm doing everything in my ability to do all of those. And I want to check off every box I possibly can.
Bro, I know, I know you're the type of dude that all your dreams, you're going to make it happen, because you're that type of guy. In fact, I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to send you a text later and not put you in a group text with somebody, someone I think you should link up with down the road. I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday. But check it out. So when I get back into town and all this shit is over, you got the advantage over everybody with the Raiders. You got the advantage because you know all the spots to go at night and during the day in the summer. You got all, because I just seen Gabe as some shit, man. I seen Gabe as some shit a few times. Like, whoa. So you're gonna have the advantage there, but bro, when I get back, I definitely want to make sure we link up, man, and sit down because I'm beyond proud of you, bro. To see, it was weird. Like Tony Cardasco and I were talking about it on Sunday, he's like, man, Javin done grown up in front of our eyes. I mean, we came in the same year. You were a freshman, and then to see you grow into what not just the type of player that you were, bro, and you are at UNLV, and what you meant to the team, but the type of man that you are. I mean, to become a captain, you're the voice of the team. You're the heartbeat of the team. You did so much for that school, and you did so much for Coach Sanchez, man. And I know it killed me, this season and everything that you guys went through from Coach Cotton to how the season ended up and not getting to a bowl and then Tony not being back. But to see you grow up and to become the man that you are, from coming in as a teenager to now a grown-ass man, bro, I'm beyond proud of you, bro. No matter where you went, Raiders, you could have gone anywhere, Dallas, Seattle, wherever, bro. I'm so fucking proud of you. I
appreciate that.
Can't say it enough, man. Like, when I got the word, I teared up a little bit, real shit. Like, I teared up just for you because I know how much football means to you, bro.
I appreciate that, for real talk.
So when the Raiders talked to you, did they say you were going to play weak side or strong side?
They just said I was going to play linebacker, and I believe I'm going to play the Sam for them, which is the strong side.
Yes.
The weak side is more of, the actual, like, bucks and stuff, like flash DNs. But I'm going to play the strong side, and they said that they talked to everybody, and everybody's like, he's just amazing when he's around that box. And I think that's why they want me to play linebacker so much. And, the linebacker coach even told me, they got a lot of in store for me, and I'm excited to get there, and I'm ready to fight for a job, like, I feel like a lot of people ain't even in shape right now, and a lot of people ain't been doing what they need to do. So I'm excited. I've been in shape. I've been doing exactly what I need to do. If we went tomorrow to play, I know I got the lead over everybody because I've been handling my business. So straight like that.
You still 220 right now?
Nah, I lost a little weight during the coronavirus. So right now I'm about like 214, 215. But I'll get back to the 220 easily, especially if we have that much far of camp-wise until like July, they think. So I'll get that 5 pounds, 6 pounds, whatever back. It's just about me maintaining it and being able to move good with it.
Are you going to try to add a little bit more because of the heat that you're going to have to deal with? I mean, we know it firsthand because you're gonna have some of that water weight, so you're going to make sure you drop it down and able to maintain at 220.
Nah, honestly, my 220 wasn't even a lot of water weight. It was more of that was my weight. You know what I mean? So I don't need to really do a lot. I don't lose a lot of weight like that because at camp you eat so much. The time I lose weight is when I don't do nothing around like the house and stuff. I don't be moving active. I don't eat as much as I possibly can because I'm not that hungry. So it's me about moving. That's why I've been working out so much, because when I work out, I want to eat consistently, and that's how I put the pounds on. So I've been working out like a maniac, doing treatments. Like I said, I'm ready. Like, if we went tomorrow to lace them up, I'll be in full effect, full season form, like ready.
Nice.
Well, you always say, you're from the block, so if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Straight like that, you feel me? Like I said, I come from a different cause. Simple as that.
Hell yeah. So one of the I'm gonna ask a question that was in one of the comment sections. He was like, "Yo, Javin, you guys see that 707 tattoo? Is you from Vallejo or what?" So I'm gonna let him talk about where you from in the Bay Area.
So I'll say I'm from a little city called Fairfield. I got the 707 because it was more of, I know where I came from, and, I know a lot of people, it's like kind of a little disrespect to a lot of people from the 707, like some people that was hating on me. They'll remind me that I was so good around the Bay. Like I said, I know people from Vallejo. I'm good in Vallejo, Richmond, Oakland. I'm good all over the Bay. Like, when I say the Bay is my shit, like, that's my shit. Like, you can't go in the city in the Bay and not say, Javin White, and people respect that. So the 707 is more, that's why I was like, they will say I raised. That's where I laid my head down. But, I went to the MAC, and that's a whole different breed. That is Oakland, you know what I mean? And it's just a whole different of the Bay Area. That is my shit. Like, Marcus Peters, and they say the town and all that, that's they shit. The whole Bay Area is my shit. And that's why I say I'm a Bay Area kid, period.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah. My guy, Javin White, man. Look, bro, I know it's not late, but I know you got a lot of shit going on, and for me to you, bro, like, I appreciate you, and I know, like, I mean, again, you and a lot of other dudes on the team mean so much to me. You know, I don't think I've ever been as close to a team as I was to you guys and the guys in the last few years, bro. Because I mean, you were a real one, bro. And you're and real shit. Like, nobody knows this, but Javin, this is the first time I ever did any type of interview with Javin.
Yeah.
And you know, like I've always let Jay do his thing, and he's always seen me interview. In fact, he's interrupted interviews like, Joe, why you fucking with people like that? So, but I mean, man, like, the love and respect I have for you, man, you're like a little brother, and I'm beyond happy for you, man, and not just where you're at, you know, in your career, but like this, you graduating with honors and seeing the pictures of that, man, that brought a big smile to my face, because I know how hard you work in the classroom.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I know you took that, you know, it's real serious. And man, I hope everything worked out with Evan, man. You know, Evan had a hell of a year this year, man. He really exceeded a lot of people's expectations. You know, and you know, he had a good year in Gabe, and you know, I just wish, you know, that you guys, you know, I wish everybody, Rashad, like, we gotta find a home for Rashad, bro.
Yeah.
Rashad need to be on somebody's roster.
Exactly. You know, like you said, Evan, you know, Evan's my best friend. I knew Evan since middle school, you know, so that flesh hole and bond is a different from, you know, the Rebels, and I know Evan's whole family, and it's about, I know how hard Evan works, and, you know, even if he got to go to Canada, you know, he's going to do great in Canada, and he'll be back in the league. So I'm not really worried about it. And, you know, like, Evan's a dude, he really just going to put that backpack on and just keep moving. So I ain't really worried about Evan and getting down. Like you said, Jericho's going to do a great job. And, you know, I'm excited for wherever he goes. And Gabe is Gabe is Captain Gabe. You know, that you can't really say Gabe unless you say Captain Gabe, 2-time Captain Gabe. And I know wherever Gabe goes, man, he's going to do a hell of a job. You know, even if it's not in football, I think Gabe would be a great athletic director. I think wherever Gabe goes, he's going to succeed, and he's that type of man. Like you said, Ray, you know, we've never had, for instance, a fifth-year transfer come in and have a best impact like Ray did. You know, we've had Syracuse transferred, we have USC transferred, but we've never had somebody like Ray's transfer really affect our defense. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like we had the best defense of linebacking core in the conference, maybe in some other conferences. And
I was just about to say that. I thought you and Ray and Farrell, and then, you know, you three were. I mean, when you guys was good, say in sub or even, you know, we're in base at times. And then with Gabe, man, you guys had. First of all, I thought you and Shad were the best in the Mountain West. And I didn't think it was close. They fucked you with Mountain West honors. You know, you should have been first team. No, that's just real talk. You should have been first team all Mountain West. You and Ray Shad should have had way, you know, but people don't look at that. They seen certain things, and they seen the struggle. They didn't see everything that happened, you know what I'm saying, leading up to it. But they didn't see the impact. I mean, I had a scout tell me this about you, bro. He said, watching Jay White on the field, at the USC game, the Vanderbilt game, and every Mountain West game, he was the best player on the field in every game. Like, and he told me, you know, over the last 2 years, I think the only game he said that you weren't, but you were one of the best, was the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a huge compliment to how they viewed you. And, you know what, God has a plan for you, and you're entering it right now, and I couldn't be happier for you. Couldn't be more excited for you.
I appreciate that. Real talk.
Well, all right, brother. We're going to let you get out of here. And thanks again, bro. I appreciate you. Be talking to you real soon. And let everybody know where they can follow Jay White at, so you can get, you know, get that brand even, you know, build that brand even more.
Y'all can follow me at Javin White _. You know, it's just Javin White _ as simple as that. The name for itself speaks for itself. And, you know, I'm excited to be a Raider, and it's going to be a great season. And y'all tune in.
Dude, it was amazing meeting you, man, and I look forward to your career. I could just tell by your character, your work ethic, that you're going to be someone to look out for, and a jersey that's going to be worn around Raider Nation for years to come, brother.
I appreciate that.
My guy, Javin White, Raider linebacker, former UNLV Rebel. And, you're going to be the fan favorite, bro. I can't wait to see you lace him up and lay somebody out and talk shit. Oh, my God. Woo! All right, thanks. All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, that's my guy Jay White right there.
awesome.
I told y'all.
No,
I told
know,
y'all when he
dude.
said he coming to take jobs. You heard it.
You know what, dude? And the thing that excited me the most is the Raiders told him exactly what I wanted him for them to tell him, is that you're going to be a Sam backer. I told you we need somebody on that strong side, someone that's a hybrid, someone that has energy. You said he was that dude, and not only did he get the spot, he's playing right where I want him to play, dude. So I think that's fantastic. That's another win for the Raiders, ladies and gentlemen, for sure.
I would say they were on him early. They had called him early, and it was one of those. They're on him. They want to talk with him, and he's it's almost like he's a 7th round pick.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
for sure.
honestly.
But we didn't have that pick, right? Otherwise, I probably would have drafted him. That's what
Exactly,
it sounds like.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Well, let's bring in the third member of the crew, Chris Sproul. What's up, Big Chris?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on, brother?
I was just listening to that interview.
Hey, I was
listening to that interview, and man, he got me juice.
Right? Right? Hey, you want to talk about someone having Raider swag? That dude has Raider swag, bro.
No doubt.
that guy right there.
Yeah, and
Banging.
you know what's crazy is, this past weekend and, early week, I've been, listening to all the different interviews of all the different guys we signed up, and they're all the same. It's got my little skinny ass wanting to go out there and play. Like, the dudes are just junkyard dogs, and, I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Jay White, I was going to say this, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm biased. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up a better pick than the 4th round pick, Muse.
Yeah, Muse is he's going to be interesting. I think he's going to come along a lot like what's his name, the linebacker we just picked up, whose name I'm blanking on, Corey Littleton.
Corey Littleton, yeah.
He made his mark on special teams in the first couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Chris, you there?
So that's kind of the trajectory I see him on. Same with Javin. I mean, these kind of guys that get picked in the later rounds, they're going to have to come out in special teams and make a name for themselves.
Well, from what's been reported already, and what excites me is when you talk about Muse, he's a guy that they said that they wanted to train him with the mic and they want to set him up on the wheel. So they're telling Javin that they want him special teams, but they want to be him have a Sambacker spot. So they're going to be playing opposite sides. So there's room for them both to grow. I think Javin has the best upside so far just because of his energy. I haven't talked to Muse. I don't know him that much, but I'm sure he's a dog too. But Javin has come in and he's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of confidence. He's got that Raider swag, and it's something that the Raider Nation, I know we talked about for years, is getting guys like that have that kind of swag, to have that kind, that mentality of I'm going to hit you first. I'm going to be in your face. You heard Joe tell the story, and they shared the story about him on the sideline, how he was getting in people's faces and riding them, and he makes a claim that he's going to end the game and he's going to make the play, and then that's what he goes and does. So those are the kind of things that excite me moving forward. So I don't know if I lost my feed too. I'm going to double check. So everybody that's still there, please hang in tight. Yep, I'm still here. At least it says I am. So right now we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll reset the draft and start talking about the players that we picked up.
Las Vegas. Al's Garage is the perfect location for watching your favorite sporting event, including our UNLV Rebels, Las Vegas Golden Knights, and the brand new Las Vegas Raiders. But you can find your favorite game on most of the time, along with everything you need to make your experience watching it perfect, including awesome service, food, and the best drinks in town.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Al's non-smoking, family-friendly environment is the perfect place for the entire family to enjoy a night out with great food and watching the best games. Al's is your place for large parties, fantasy drafts, work gatherings, or just meeting for the big game. For gaming customers, Al's offers a great voucher program, so make sure to inquire with the staff when you're there. Al's Garage is located at 11760 West Charleston in Summerlin. Tell them the franchise sent you. John Cutter is a neighborhood drinking and dining establishment that tends to parched throats and empty bellies for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and late night noshing. The laid-back atmosphere and awesome food is perfect for getting away from the hustle and bustle of the strip. The menu is short and sweet and does the trick anytime, day or night. The steaks are 100% Angus beef and the fish is flown in fresh. No freezers here, so you can be sure that the meal is made from the freshest ingredients available. From steaks and seafood to sandwiches, wings, and salads, you'll have no quarrel with the food, trust me. And stick around, because the later it gets, the more the place percolates. John Cutter's is located at 11770 West Charleston Boulevard in Summerlin. Tell them the franchise sent you.
Welcome back to Franchise Raider Podcast right here on the Franchise Network. Man, so I don't know. We had a little bit of a glitch, but I think we're back. I think we responded all right. So joining back with me is Joe Arrigo from Franchise. So Joe, we were talking earlier before Javin came on. We were talking about Ruggs and how it's going to open up the whole offense. So why don't we go ahead and pick up right there and let everybody know you guys can call in 253-993. 3651. That's 253-993-3651. Let's go ahead and finish your thought about how Ruggs opens up the offense.
Well, yeah, I think what he does is they can use him in a variety of ways. You know, I think they're going to see him used on sweeps. I think you're going to see him used in I think you're going to see him in the slot a lot. I wouldn't be surprised. I know Chrissy may disagree, but I think at some point you're going to see Edwards and Williams on the outside with Ruggs, Renfro, and Waller in the slot, you know, playing inside of those guys. And when they go five wide, I think Edwards has a chance to be special, but I think him and Ruggs have a legitimate chance. They have a legitimate chance to be very special. You know,
Chris, are you with us?
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
All right. Yeah, I agree. And I guess, you know, with Ruggs, he's just going to be a chess piece that you're going to move all over the field. Same with Bowden. You know, I think you're going to see him used in a variety of different ways. That's going to open up the entire field. And I think, you know, it's been said before, but the person that's going to benefit the most is our running game, you know. So I think all of those guys are going to open up our running game, and Josh Jacobs is going to
Yeah, not only do I think Josh Jacobs is going to have a field day because it's going to open up the whole field, I was thinking a lot about Darren Waller and what he was doing last year, lining up wide, getting, you know, looking for matchups on the outside too. But now he doesn't have to leave that tight end spot unless they're running some type of hybrid play. So that's going to free up Waller too to have more mismatches, especially coming off the tight end spot.
Absolutely. And I think that's the other thing too, you know, how does this affect Darren Waller, and how does this affect with, you know, the things that he does as we see Chris's green screen.
Yeah, right. He went straight Green Bay on us, dude. What's going on?
Hey, none of that talk tonight, buddy. This is Raider talk. Even though my article on Franchise Sports Media is out and is how Sterling Sharp deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, so go bang that link and check it out.
Right after you tell me no, you go into a spiel. That's good. Good stuff right there.
Hell yeah. No, but hey, so I think what it does for Waller, though, it puts defenses in a very tough and unique situation. Now, what I mean by that is if you keep the safety up, the safety is going to most likely get burnt by Ruggs, you know, or Edwards for that matter, okay? And let's say you keep them back, well, that's going to open up the running lanes and the holes for Josh Jacobs or Bowden when Bowden's in there. So he's just a matchup nightmare. And then when you add Edwards in, Edwards is a guy, He's the same type of guy. Well, he's not 4'2", and Ruggs isn't 4'27". Ruggs is like 4'22" type guy. Okay,
Right.
he just the 4'27" was just what it was at the combine. But when you look at what Edwards does when he's healthy, he's a freak. The catches he makes, the way how strong, how he bullies people. He would have been in that group of top 5 or 6 receivers in this class should he not have gotten hurt. So he's a legit dude, and to get him where they got him in the 3rd round, I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, South Carolina puts out some pretty badass wide receivers if you go back and look at it.
And the crazy thing is too, because we were talking, about Williams last year. He played hurt. This is a guy that gets downfield too, man. He gets behind safeties, and he's going to be, if healthy, he's going to have a whole nother different kind of year for the Raiders. A lot of people that are down on him are going to change their mind now that you have someone opposite side that can really bring the safeties back or up and have that top end speed. It's going to open up the whole offense. And we haven't even talked about Bowden yet, who's a guy that's more versatile. He could play wide receiver. He's going to play running back. He could throw the football. A dynamic football player. So this offense got a shot of adrenaline in this draft, dude.
He's a weapon. He's like there's no whatever number he wears, he just put weapon.
Yeah. X factor.
Yeah, he's just as the weapon. Like where are you gonna put Bowden at? Well,
yeah.
Well, shit. Where do you want to put him at? You know what I mean? Let's put him at running back this play. And that's the thing. I was talking about it with TQ. Yesterday we were having a conversation about it, and I said, look, man, with Bowden, you can line him up in the slot and then turn around and flex him out, or line him up in the backfield and flex him out in the slot. You can line him up in the slot with Jacobs back there and then bring him down. So now who pick your poison about which back is going to catch the ball at the backfield. You could put him in at the joker at the quarterback position. You could put him out wide if you wanted. And I think was it you that said it? Somebody goes, when they seen his picture, when they seen his picture from Kentucky, it looked more like a mugshot, and they were scared as shit of it.
I wasn't me that said that. Yeah,
I forget who I was talking to. He's like, man, his picture looks like a damn mugshot. Oh no, it was Ruse. Talk about it. That's who it was. It was Ruse. I was talking to Ruse. Yeah, Ruse. Who, by the way, I'll make the announcement now. We want to welcome Ruse to the franchise family. He's coming on board to write and do some podcasting and video and some shows with us. So we want to welcome Ruse to the franchise family publicly. So yeah, we got Ruse there. Ruse rolling with us. So yeah, but I think overall when you look at what Bowden does, he's just another weapon, and that's something that the Raiders need. They need more weapons, and they got them now finally. When it came to with them adding, Bowden and Edwards and Ruggs, Gruden has his guys now, and I think it's invaluable. They're guys that he can teach how to be pros,
right,
versus guys that are already pros and they come in as divas or with attitudes and all the extra bullshit.
And I know there's going to be a slight learning curve for these guys coming in as rookies, but each one of these guys has a special talent that can't be taught, whether it's speed or the ability to go up high and catch a ball because of their physical demeanor. Well, you saw what Bowden can do. He's very versatile all over. So just their athleticism is going to give this offense a boost. So the things that they might be lacking when it comes to some of the route running and some of the understanding of how the offense runs in the NFL versus certain defensive looks, they'll grow into that, but they have enough athleticism to make a difference in week 1. Chris, are you there?
Yeah. I'm having some serious computer issues over here.
Yeah, you're good, brother.
No, but yeah, I agree. I mean, that's what's exciting is just the amount of weapons that we have on offense now. I really think, our offense, should be able to compete with anybody. The key is going to be on the defensive side. Are we going to be able to get enough turnovers? Are we going to be able to stop enough people? Because I think we have more than enough weapons to put points on the board. And, like somebody had said, during the draft was, it's like the Big 12 out here now in the West because people are going to be putting points. Yeah, people are going to be putting points on the board.
Ooh, that's the thing that I like. I like the fact that it's going to be the Wild Wild West because with the AFC West, you got those teams with the defenses, Seattle, the Rams defense. You know, you got some teams that can play some defense. The 49ers. But yeah, when it comes to the AFC West, you got some defense, but you got explosive offenses.
We're going to go right to the phone lines right now. We got our first caller of the night. Caller, welcome. You're on the franchise. Who are we talking to?
Tom. My buddy Sharuz turned me on to you guys. And
nice.
I like what I'm hearing. Good stuff. I just heard you make the announcement. He's joining you guys. You're getting a good man. I've known him for almost 20 years now. He's a good friend of mine, and he'll do a good job.
Awesome. Yeah, we really enjoy his phone calls. His insight is on point.
I got a feeling we're going to enjoy Tom. I hear you are the Raider historian. You're the expert when it comes to trivia and such.
Well, if Sharuz told you that, take it with a grain of salt, or maybe 2 grains of salt. Him and I wrote a book together. A trivia book in 2002. It came out, and my accountant tells me if it keeps selling at its current pace, I'll be able to retire when I'm 99. Which is good, because a couple of years ago it was 99 and a half. But.
Hey, there you go. You're getting better. There you go, man.
So, it's picking out the sales. No, I love your show. He told me about it today. I went back and listened to your, draft coverage over the weekend. It was really good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
appreciate that.
Keep it up.
Appreciate that, bro.
And I'm glad he's joining you guys. I'm glad he's joining you guys. This is the first time I've heard the show tonight, but I liked it a lot.
Awesome, man.
Cool. Thank you. So what you got any questions or comments about anything today, Tom?
What do you post draft? What do you think? If we have any needs left, what do you think? I mean, we have some money in free. Well, not a lot. I don't know. I assume they're going to keep Gabe. You think they'll keep Gabe Jackson, or he'll be a September trade like we did with Assembly last year?
I think Gabe is one of those. Gabe's one of those guys. Trade him if the opportunity's there. But he's one of those guys that I think he does bring something to the football team. He's part of the salary cap now. Now, if we end up in salary cap debt, we might have to let him go. I guess he would be first on the block. But at the same time, as far as our needs, if you look at it from the starting point, starting positions were set. And if you looked at what we did in the draft, especially with the linebackers and the cornerbacks, I think we did a really good job of rounding out the depth. There's a lot of young competition on this football team. And I'm just hoping that we have an opportunity to see some training camp and preseason games to get a feel of what these guys are going to bring to the table.
Right. I mean, that's the thing now, right? I mean, after the draft, everybody's excited and optimistic. And now, we're in limbo because we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
See, I think when you brought up Gabe Jackson, Tom, I think his money's already accounted for. I mean, they didn't move him, so they know what his cap hit is the next 3 years, at least for this year, what it's going to be. So I think he's accounted for. If there's anything that I would like to have seen them improve on post-draft, I would say defensive tackle. I would like to see it get a little more deeper there. I don't have all the trust in the world in P.J. Hall. I think after Hurst and Malik Collins, there's a dip. So maybe a D tackle. But I like everything else
the
about it.
I would like that. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I mean, I love the depth at guard, especially if we keep Gabe. The only thing I would like is a better. I'm not really sold on Brandon Parker. I would like bring in maybe a veteran swing tackle, in case anybody goes down there, because David Sharp, Parker has just been a major disappointment. I mean, maybe he just looks like he's in over his head there, but hopefully it's his third year, maybe the light of the line. But if we stay healthy, we're okay. But Miller missed time as a rookie, and then Trent Brown last year missed several games, and it looks like a little bit of a weak spot there, that third tackle.
Parker reminds me of Marshall Newhouse.
That's a name for you.
That's one.
You're not going to make me sleep any better tonight after that.
I am honest. I'm honest about it.
It couldn't be any worse than retiring at 99.
Honest. I hope Parker's not listening tonight.
Right.
I hope he is, and it maybe light a fire under his ass.
Yeah. Or you're going to get an angry phone call in a minute.
Yeah, right.
We can bring back Khalif Barnes.
Oh, Khalif Barnes is another one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You had the crickets on that. We had to get over the nightmare first.
And Kwame
Harris. Oh Lord, God, that guy.
Hey, at least he had the Stanford education,
right? It doesn't help our football team though.
Yeah.
But as the franchise's eternal optimist, I would say I would say that our biggest need right now is, or I won't say it's a need, but it's a question mark. I think we have a lot of unproven players at the corner position, a lot of one-year experienced guys, rookies. And then also at the running back position, I know Lynn Bowden came in technically as a running back, but we don't have that true bell cow to back up Josh Jacobs. And I would like to see him, be able to share carries with someone so he can last an entire year.
I will agree with that, and I was hoping for a bigger back, but I am excited for what they did go get. But there's still a lot of undrafted prospects. I think we still have, what was his name last year? Mike Brown, wasn't that another guy that we had back there? Isn't he still around on our roster?
Smith's still there.
I agree with the running back thing. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to get it. I thought they might but hopefully Bowden can play. I just don't know if he's a 20 carry guy, 15 carry guy, if they have to go that route if Jacobs were to go down.
Right. And the problem, too, is
I think it'd be running back by committee, and I think it would be them. Yeah, that is true. 94 already.
We're at 94 on the roster, and technically you're only allowed to be at 90. So there's going to be a few cuts here in the next couple of days.
You think they get rid of Kaiser or they bring him to camp?
Yeah,
I think they bring him to camp. To be honest with you,
they'll need a camp.
I think they bring him to camp. If there is a camp, I think they bring him to camp.
Right.
I think they'll bring the 4 and let Kaiser and Peterman kind of like figure out that 3 spot. But I think you're looking at the receiver spot. There's Rico Gather and Marcel Aitman,
right?
And even Keelan Doss. Those are 3 guys. Yeah, well, I think Zay Jones makes it, but I think him and Nelson Aguilar are battling for a spot against each other. And I would say Keelan Doss, he's one that kind of, I'm not sure whether or not they keep him. You look at the cornerback room.
He has practice squad eligible. They could put him on the practice squad again, Doss, but
yeah, but somebody will pick him up. To me, I get rid of Gather. To me, I get rid of Gather and Aitman and call it a day. And say, these are my guys.
Right. Right.
I would say the corner room is another one to keep an eye on. There's some guys. I mean, I think. We know, but by adding a Meek Robertson, who's arguably my favorite corner outside of AJ Terrell in this past draft.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. I mean, that guy is just,
yeah, he's a stud.
I don't care how tall he is. He's a bulldog. I mean, I love that pick.
But I think Nevin Lawson may be on the way out. That's another one.
That's a name that popped in my head.
Yeah,
we got Aitman too.
He's suspended for the first game, and I don't know. I was surprised they re-signed him, but they did right away. Nick Nelson's probably gone.
So, yeah. So I mean, between those 2 receivers and those 2 corners, that's 4 guys right there. We got rid of 4 guys. We dropped them down to 90. So Chris, you handle all the math, man, since you're the math guy, and
and the optimist.
Let me and the optimist. Let me, Tom, and Knight just cut everybody's ass.
Yeah, I know. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I don't want to keep you. I just want to say, I love your show. I'll be listening all the. And you guys are getting a good man in Sharouz. He's a good guy. Man. But don't tell him I said that.
Never, we never will. We don't roll like that. We're gonna tell him all the bad things you said.
Good. Well, it's great to talk to you guys and keep it up. Thanks a lot.
Tom.
You too, Tom.
Buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. Take care, you guys.
All right, Tom.
All right, later. Big Tom right there calling in. I know Tom is a Midwest guy too. You think he's in the Midwest? So
do you think maybe Ruse forgot to tell him he got the gig and he didn't need to call and kiss butt or something? What was that? Ruse, give us a call.
I don't know. Yeah, Ruse. How much? Ruse, like you're paying the wrong person. Like I hired you, bro. Like what the fuck?
you got your best friends calling, talking about how good you are, the nice guy. You're getting a hell of a guy.
Just wait, my mom's about to call in right now.
This is Ruth's mama. I just want to say that my boy.
Okay, during the draft, during our show this weekend, when TQ was talking about how he got the name Squeeze when I asked him about it. Bro, why was my mom, her running joke is her and TQ, right? Like that's the running joke. That's like one of her, out of all my friends, he's like top 3 favorite of all time. Bro, why was my mom like, I'm going to call in and talk to Squeeze? I'm like, no, you're not. Like, if you call in, they're dropping the call right away, Mom, because, it's hilarious. So, yeah.
I thought that would have been a great call, personally, but.
Oh, I know. That was, hey, you know what? Like,
hey, Mom,
I had so much
call
fun
anyway. I'll make sure
weekend.
that we'll keep you on, Mom. Just call whenever you want. You call. The phone line's always open for you, and you can tell us all the embarrassing stories about Joe. And Squeeze.
There is.
All
Yeah,
day.
she don't have any. She don't have any. But she did say that she did vote for you to look like Janikowski. She was.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure at that point. and you'll always be my mini me, so it's all good. Man.
Oh shit. So okay. So we talked about the three guys up front. You know, the first three picks. Ruggs, Bowden, and Edwards, and then you had Tanner Muse.
Yes.
And he's going to play linebacker for him. He's not going to play safety, and you know I think it's a good thing because I think he's too stiff-hipped and to play safety. But I really like that pick in terms of one, what he's going to do on special teams. Two, for the culture of the locker room since he is Farrell's best friend. And three, I think you know him and Javin are adding like especially Javin in this case, but like freakishly exactly just some freaky athletes out there.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of stiffs playing at that position for a while now. And,
over a decade.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to have some athleticism there. And with Muse, Clemson actually really wanted to play him at linebacker, but because of their deficiencies at the position of safety, they've kind of forced him to play safety for the last couple of years. So I think his natural position is really linebacker, and I think he's going to, excel there. It may take some time. He's not going to go in right away and start, but like I said, he'll make his mark on special teams to begin with and learn the position of linebacker. And he's an easy 225, moving at 4.41. He could add another 10 pounds, and but I think the sky's the limit, honestly, for him.
But the 4.41 is kind of misleading because that's
it's a straight line. Right? It's straight line.
So,
no doubt.
And that's why I say like he's stiff-hipped. So that's what I think separates Javin from him. Is Javin isn't stiff. That's as stiff-hipped as Muse. And that's why the move from safety to linebacker really helped him out 2 years ago at UNLV to get him prepared for where he's at today. But I do agree though, Knight, that with Chris, that I think those two backing up, with some of the other guys they have. And you know what? I wouldn't rule out a maybe bringing Burfict back in. If he's still on the street, he comes in as a backup, I would kind of be open to that.
Well, you got Markel Lee too, but playing off what Chris said too, I really like the fact that both these guys are ex-safeties, so they have coverage skills right there. Stiff-hipped or not, they got good hands. They understand the receivers coming out of the backfield, the routes, and what they might even do in the slot. So, we talked a lot about playing the nickel, but bringing Javin in to play Sam and having Muse on the wheel, it's great backups for Littleton, and we could even go into a more true 4-3 package if need be, especially if we're going up against a big running back to have more size out there and not put so much pressure on guys like Joyner. And even if we put Aitman over there undersized, we could play guys like Javin and Muse and Littleton and Kwiatkowski more as 4-down linebackers traditionally with athletic. That's why I wanted the hybrids, and both these guys are hybrids. Did I lose everybody? Oh, okay.
I agree. I agree with you. There's no debate on my end.
No, because I think it would be great to be more traditional at times, especially when we're going up against a team that has a great dynamic big back.
And I mean, you just look at all the tight ends in our conference, in our division, it's loaded. So you need those linebackers that can move in space. And I think Muse could be a good little chess piece on tight ends because he does have the size, and he has played safety at Clemson.
Right.
So he's got experience, in big games. So it might be a nice little piece to put on, a tight end like a Kelsey, or someone like that,
Yeah, and
I agree. In that. Oh yeah, his size is well. So no, and I agree, and that's the same thing with Javin. I mean, the thing that stands out about Javin and Muse, I think those two guys are going to be joined at the hip in terms of when you talk about one, you have to talk about the other.
Yeah.
Javin at the players it was one of the All-Star games at the end of the season. He was lining up at corner in practice, lining up at safety, and lining up at linebacker. So, and I've seen UNLV do it firsthand against Colorado State against their big corner. They moved him to corner for the game, and he was out there bumping and playing coverage and doing a hell of a job. He held their number one receiver, who's a guy that's probably going to get drafted next year, held him to like 1 or 2 catches and got in his head the entire game. And then I've seen him line up over tight ends and give Fresno State's tight ends fits. the entire time he's out there. And then I've watched him play safety and drop into coverage. And that's what I'm saying. That type of athleticism, that's the type of athleticism you need on the defense. We were talking about it with Isaiah Simmons. That's Isaiah Simmons. Javin White's a poor man's Isaiah Simmons, in my opinion. He's not Isaiah Simmons, but I mean, he's got the same traits and skill set as Isaiah Simmons.
And let's not underestimate the idea that they're coming in to play special teams as well. That's going to give our special teams a boost. They're going to be very athletic, fast, strong, straight line guys, right? That could run 4.41s. So, I mean, these are guys that are going to make their impact there first, but they're also not under the pressure with Littleton and Kwiatkowski and us playing a little bit more nickel to start off. These guys will work their way in the system, but our special teams got a boost. I mean, who doesn't want a good special teams, right?
Right, and the thing too is Mike Mayock talked about this in his post-draft interview, talking about why they weren't more aggressive in trading back and accumulating more picks. Because of the condensed offseason, these guys aren't going to get the opportunity like they normally would to showcase their talent. So I think a guy like Javin White, he's going to have a limited amount of time to show what he's capable of. So maybe he doesn't make the roster right away, but if you could put him on the practice squad and have him develop, that I think would be ideal.
He's going to make it. Watch. Just from what I know, he's going to make it.
Right.
There's a 3-year deal in place.
Yeah, and everything that you've said, has me excited. I haven't seen him play like you have, and you were right on about Keyshawn Nixon last year. And usually every year we have 1 or 2 undrafted players make the team. Last year it was 3. So the only thing that worries me about with the undrafted guys is just a limited offseason and their ability to showcase what they can do. Those undrafted guys really have to fight for everything that they get. And I hope that they do. I hope they get that opportunity, especially, as highly as you've spoken about Javin White.
Well, but Chris, too, we've talked about this right after we got off the interview with Javin is, we made a lot of moves. We made them a lot of them late to get up in the 3rd and 4th round. But we were talking, I do believe the way that you hear Javin talk about how the Raiders were after him, you talk about the 3-year deal being in place. I think this was a guy that would have been a 6th or 7th round pick. That's why they're giving him a 3-year deal versus just the undrafted free agent tag, right? So
yeah, no doubt.
This is something that they would have, if they would have got more picks in the back end or not traded those picks. I think Javin would have been that dude that was drafted regardless. So I think he got to.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, I'm hoping for the best because we need an infusion of talent at that position. I mean, like you said, the last 10, 15 years, we haven't had anybody. It goes back to Kirk Morrison and Thomas Howard were like the last 2 legitimate linebackers that we had. Yeah. And we had Nick Roach for a year who was good, but he had concussion issues.
He would have been the difference maker in our linebacker core had he not got the concussion. He was balling.
Yeah, and Lord knows we need an infusion of talent at that position. And
a lot of disappointment.
Like
Rolando McClain.
Yeah, they're so important now. Because they have the bulk to stop the run, but they also have the athletic ability to cover these tight ends.
Well, since Chris is Mr. Sunshine, and I'm gonna bring up something that may be like a Debbie Downer. No, and I thought about this, Sunday night, and I kind of thought about it yesterday and today. When they're drafting a receiver, and there are teams that probably should have and didn't, and then you got the teams like the Raiders that were the first team to take one, but the Raiders took 2. The thing that gives me some type of pause is the abbreviated offseason, because there is going to be limited reps and whatnot, physical reps, and receivers probably outside of quarterback, the toughest position to come in and learn how to play at the NFL level. So I think that also played a role in them. Okay, we want Ruggs and Edwards, 2 guys that they were leaders in their respective teams' locker rooms at their position, in their positional meetings, and guys that, quite frankly, the football IQ has never been questioned with either one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I think there's some other receivers that may have slipped because of the fact that they don't know when they're going to get on the field and what that IQ is with each individual player. Excuse me.
Right, and keep this in mind with guys like Ruggs and Bowden. Like ideally, they're chess pieces, right? So you're going to move them all over the field, meaning that they're going to have to learn multiple positions. So it makes it that much more critical, when you don't have an off season, you don't have time to really work with your quarterback, that they be able to pick things up quickly if they want to see the field early, and I think that's the goal. I really like Edwards a lot. I think Tyrell Williams better have a good year, because I think that's, potentially his replacement. But you're absolutely right. With these receivers, it's so hard. And, with a limited offseason and guys that have to learn multiple positions, it's going to be critical that they learn early and often.
Well, that's why I really like the picks too. When you look at how the Raiders did it, they got a guy that has 4.2 speed. You can't teach that.
Right.
Like, I know route running is important, but if he can get off the line and stretch the field with 4.2 speed, that's going to, whether Carr gets it to him or not, they have to respect his 4.2 speed. When you got a guy like Bowden in the backfield, or if he's lining up right, he could end up on a sweep. And when the ball hits his hand, you don't know it. It turns into an option play right away. You don't know if he's going to run it or pull up and throw it to a guy that has 4.2 speed, right?
Right.
And the way that it opens up Jacob. So they're going to bring attributes that's going to raise the level of the offense regardless of the reps, on an offense that wasn't all that bad last year. They definitely had their moments, but they were right there, man. They were just a few pieces like we talked about.
Right. And the problem was we moved the ball. We just didn't score.
Exactly.
We were one of the top, I think it was top 15, top 10, offenses in terms of yardage, but one of the bottom, I think it was like 27th in scoring. So these kinds of guys are going to come in and be able to, once they get the ball in their hands, make a play happen. And the thing with Ruggs, and I would caution fans, I don't think he's going to put up the numbers like a Jerry Jeudy or a CeeDee Lamb, but he's going to do so much for the offense that's not going to show up on the box score. So just keep that in mind and temper your expectations. I don't think he's ever going to be a 90 catch guy at 1,500 yards, multiple touchdowns, but he's going to open the entire offense. That's going to make our offense that much more effective in my eyes.
There's that old saying, you're only as good as the guy next to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ruggs is one of those dudes that's going to make everybody next to each other better. And that includes the offensive line.
No doubt.
So again, I mean, there's nothing better than having 11 guys playing cohesively and playing off each other's talents. That's what makes a dynamic offense. And I think the Raiders may not, I don't want to sit there and slam my fist down and say they have that right now, but they have the recipe for it for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, and we talked about it all during the pre-draft and at the draft. You have Ruggs on your team. You have to scheme for him. How many would you rather scheme for him or scheme with him? And that's the other thing that has to be taken into consideration. And between Ruggs and Edwards and that those groups of and Bowden, like that group now, you have something. You really have something there that not a lot of people can turn around and say, like, yo, these guys are legit. These guys are like this and that. You got a legit group now. You got a group that people are going to look at and say, damn, like, we really need to stop this guy. Like, there's no way we can let him run free, because if he runs free, we are screwed.
Right. And if you look at the options, like the young options that we have, you said Bowden, Ruggs, Waller's young, Josh Jacobs is young, Edwards is young. Like, all of these guys are going to eat in the offense, So I think the more options that you have on offense, the more dangerous you are. And it'll also enable us to, withstand injuries. Last year we had the making of a good receiving core, but they all got injured, and so I think the more options you have, the better that offense is going to look down the road.
And too, and I'm going to make this Kansas City statement too. We talked a lot about the weapons that Kansas City has and what they've been able to do the past 2 years and how Mahomes is a beast. And then there was a lot of speculation and talk about Sammy Watkins last year going touchdown lists all the way up until the AFC Championship game. But the thing is Mahomes, when Mahomes gets pushed out of the pocket, he seems to roll right a lot. And Watkins usually play the opposite side. So, I'm hoping with our offensive line and our running back that I think is above what Kansas City has, that Carr playing in the pocket and being more of a West Coast team, like Chris said, the ball's going to be spread out more than you see in the Kansas City offense, and we'll utilize our weapons better. Not saying that Kansas City is not trying to fix that problem. I'm just saying I think the recipe for success is a little bit better going off that analogy.
Yeah. And one thing too, Josh DeBow of the AP put out the number one quarterback on slant routes this year was Derek Carr.
Correct.
And if you watched a lot of the highlights of Henry Ruggs, it's him catching a little 5-yard slant and taking it to the house. So you can envision that in our offense as well. And again, Henry Ruggs is going to open up the entire middle of the offense and especially the running game. You're not going to be allowed to put 2 safeties in the box. You're going to have to respect his speed, and it's going to open up everything for everyone else.
And then let's like kind of flip it and stay with the offense. We kind of talked about Gabe Jackson when Tom called in, and them keeping Gabe, and they still got good, and you still have Incognito and
Parker.
Was it Parker? Well, I'm talking about guards right now.
Oh, you're talking about
Kush.
guards.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then you got John Simpson coming in, and I think his role and his job is going to be, you're the future left guard.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're the guy that a year from now is going to be playing next to Colton Miller, and you guys are going to be protecting Derek or whoever is our quarterback, but it's Derek's blind side for the next umpteen years.
Yeah, and Incognito's not getting any younger, so eventually you're going to have to replace him. And, Incognito's been really, a great player, but, there have been things that have gotten him in trouble as well. So you have that security as well in someone like him. So you have to take that into consideration as well.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
totally. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
So the fact that I just made the comment, Incognito's roommate, a guy that they could team up. I mean, I know that he has his off the field issues. He has some bipolar issues and stuff like that. But the guy's a football player, and the things that Simpson can get from him, just being that dog, being that tough guy in the center right there that opens up these running lanes. I think that's just going to help Simpson develop as a better left guard. So. I mean, I think smart move, planning ahead, bringing in a guy to team up with Incognito, teach him the ropes, get him tough and ready to go. So when Incognito, if I can say his name right, is out, you can plug Simpson in and go. So I think it's another fantastic move.
Big time. And that's exactly what Mayock said pre-draft. We're going to bring in guys because we have to look at things 2 and 3 years down the road or even following this season. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's bringing in guys that he can count on, that he feels he can count on, that 2 or 3 years from now, they're going to be guys that are going to be starters. So that salary cap won't be as
big of an issue
in flux or as bad. Yeah, or an issue. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And he spoke specifically about depth. And the reason that they tailed off at the end of the year, he said, was on him because he hadn't built the depth that was necessary for the team. And if you look at all of these moves, maybe not all these guys are coming in and starting right away, but they provide depth. So if you do have an injury, you can sustain it and still continue to win. And I think that's going to be a crucial part as well. These are young guys that you can develop, but they're depth pieces as well. So if you are, get injured at a specific position, you have a capable player that can be inserted into the lineup and you feel good about it.
And those are the things that we were talking about before the draft. We were talking about the way they handled themselves in the offseason, bringing in these free agents and setting themselves up for exactly that. Getting guys like Kwiatkowski, Littleton, Collins, Seeb, even a guy like Jason Witten, as crazy as that sounds, just to kind of help beef up that offensive line while we get Foster Moreau ready. This is just another way for the Raiders to go in and be able to draft that depth because they did such a good job of setting the starting lineup before, except for maybe the cornerback position and getting that number one wide receiver on the outside.
Yeah, and with the tight ends, I mean, John Gruden went on Sirius with JT the Brick, and he spoke about 3 tight end sets. So, he specifically said, Waller, Witten, and Moreau, and he's going to smash the ball down the field. And again, you have that over-the-top threat with Ruggs. So do you stack the box and leave that one-on-one with Ruggs, or do you keep that safety back and then you just go haywire with the run game?
Could you imagine a 3 tight end set with those guys? You have to respect Waller.
No doubt.
You got Ruggs, you got Jacobs. You can't just ignore Waller's there and block, because he could slip out and go up the seam. It's over.
Yeah, and both those other tight ends are capable receivers. I mean, it's not like they're just blocking tight ends. They can catch the ball. I'm loving that that JG there, Joe.
What am I missing?
Knock on some wood if you're with me. Knock on wood if you're with me.
There it is. Come on, here we go. Every show we got to have the Joe Arrigo attempt at John Gruden's sound bites, which sometimes are good, but most of the time not so good.
Look. I'm an old school ball coach, okay? I'm a ball coach. And we're going to pound the ball down their fucking throat.
No doubt.
Because that's what I want to do. All right. I got 7 years, Knight. Okay. 7 years, Knight, left on my contract. Okay. 7.
Hey,
we're going to do what the fuck I want to do.
How do you keep the ball out of?
That's one of your better ones, by the way. Good job.
How do you keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands? It's all ball control, Yeah. Control the clock. Pound that thing.
Hey, Chris, you didn't go to Stanford, did you?
Nope. I surely didn't.
You're on point tonight, Joe. You've been practicing in the mirror, haven't you?
Good. I don't like them guys because, them guys are too smart for me. Okay. Oh, he's gonna kick my ass when he sees me. He's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna be like, "Hey, Arrigo, come here, you wise ass motherfucker, you."
Caliendo does the best one, man. His John Gruden is good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It is. But okay, so let's go to the last pick, and this is a guy that I absolutely loved, and I purposely didn't think they were going to draft him just because of the Arnett pick, who we really didn't talk about. We'll get back to Arnett. But Amik Robertson, like this guy at 5'8" and change, if he was 5'11", 6 foot, he's a first round guy, maybe the first one off the board. He's just a baller. Everything about him screams football player. It's a straight dog on the field. I think this. You talk about guys pushing for people's jobs in a year. LaMarcus Joyner better watch his ass because Amik Robertson finna take your gig.
I think he gets the gig because I don't think they'll pay. I don't think they'll pay Joyner the money to keep him.
Yeah, Joyner would have to have an incredible year, and with Amik Robertson, that might have been my favorite pick. I've watched a lot of his interviews now lately, and the dude is just all football all the time, and he's just got such a junkyard dog in him. And I cannot wait to watch him play. Honestly, I'm excited to see him on the field.
No, I think he's going to be perfect in the nickel. That's exactly what we need. We need a dog in there. What do you just? You're listening to yourself talk like John Gruden. What's so funny?
He's getting called hot trash over here.
TQ. TQ. You know who this is. You know who this is. Who wrote that? He's not here tonight. You know who wrote that. Oh, this shit don't stop.
I was gonna say you could throw something up.
Coming from San
nice, dude.
No, I took him down. That's coming from San Francisco Squeeze. That's who that's from. San Francisco Squeeze.
with the name like Squeeze, San Francisco fits too.
Yeah.
Somebody San Francisco
I'm not saying
Squeeze,
nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Words expressed in this portion of our show is expressed by Knight and solely of Knight. Those aren't the same words and feelings of those of Franchise Sports Media.
Oh my goodness, man.
He's gonna come with Janikowski for you right now.
I know he is. I already know he is, dude.
He gonna say, oh.
It's that 3-day draft coverage hangover we still have. It's all good.
Man, so wait, before we get to Arnett to finish it off, like Knight and I kind of talked earlier today. Chris, how did you fare the last after the draft Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, I slept for a long time, but I also felt like kind of depressed because it was over. I look forward to it every year, and now we're gonna have to wait a whole nother year for it to happen. And it's going to be a week later this year. This next one.
No,
it's going to be like in May.
Yeah, the 28th through the 1st. But do you know what that tells me? They're really not looking forward to going to Cleveland.
No. Yeah.
All right, all right guys, we got our second caller of the night. Let's go ahead and bring caller, you're on. Thank you for calling the franchise. Who are we talking to?
Hey, what's going on tonight? Miguel.
Miguel, what's up, brother?
What's up, Miggy?
Hey.
What it is, man.
How's everybody doing?
Hey, we're just still having fun, man. We can't let this stuff die, dude. Our chemistry's building, and you know, you got mini me, and we don't pick on Chris. I don't know why we got the optimist anyway.
Yeah, you can't pick on me.
Well, I'll tell you what, that that impression that Joe was doing to Chucky had me laughing my ass off. Man. That was good.
I appreciate it, Miguel. I appreciate it, Miguel. Not gonna with it for with me.
Speaking of laughing my ass off, what did you guys think, Joe, of the Raiders not having to sell any ass to get a pretty good draft?
Hey, no, I like the draft. I said that. We said it that day. In fact, I think I was the only one that defended the Arnett pick on our panel on day one. I was kind of defended it a little bit.
Right.
At the same time, I like what they did. I thought they would add, a few more picks, and not end in the fourth round. But you know what? By adding Javin White and some of the other guys that they added as undrafted rookies, it's like adding fifth and sixth and seventh round picks. So for them, I love what they did. Their team has really done I like what Mayock has done. Their scouting department, what Gruden, and with everything that they've done and all, I feel like they did a really good job, and they got ball players. And what I love most about what they did is they stayed true to who they are and the identity they want to continue to build.
That's true. Speaking on that Arnett pick, do you think that he's gonna help to round out that secondary? Because I know last year it was definitely a work in progress, but I really see him being a really, really good piece and helping to lock on that outside, and also helping out the pass rush for the defensive ends, holding up coverage, and then getting more pressure on QBs and getting QB hits and sacks and stuff like that. I don't know, man. He just seems like a really he's a Raider to me. If I could just sum it up, the way that he plays, the mentality, the work ethic, the way that he hangs in there, I think he was born to fit that role. I really do.
Chris, go ahead, Knight.
The more that I watched him afterwards, these last few days, I thought they might move him inside until we got Robinson. So then I started looking at him from a different point of view, and he's a dog, right? He's just that tough dude. He's your typical Raider press man corner, and I think that he's going to have a true shot of being the starter on that side. Now we like a couple of other Raiders. We like Nixon and we like Johnson. Isaiah Johnson we haven't seen much of yet. So I mean, there's going to be some great competition there. But his style of play is going to play very well into what the Raiders are trying to do, and I think he has a fantastic opportunity in this defense.
Chris, what was the reason? No, hold on. Well, Chris, what was the reason why he didn't run a faster 40? Wasn't he like nicked up when he ran or something like that?
Yeah, so it's interesting you brought that up. So I was one of the, pessimists when they picked him because I thought it was a little bit early because of, just the facts that I had read about him. So he's got short arms, so they're 30 inches. Typically you want a guy that's in the, high 31 to, 32-inch arms. But as far as the running, Mike Mayock actually was on Sirius Radio today, and they had him at a 4.43. The combine had him at like a 4.56. So there was a little bit of a discrepancy there, which I don't know what the reason for that was. But also for anybody that's listening, Ted Wynn of The Athletic did an article. He does their X's and O's. So he works for The Athletics, and he does their X's and O's. And he wrote an article about Damon Arnett. And after reading the article and watching the different clips, it made me feel a lot better about him, that he can play that press man on the outside, because I think that's where he's going to start off.
Ted Wynn's a good dude. Ted Wynn did some work for me on the Wheel to Win back in the day.
Yeah.
He used to have a segment on my show over there.
Yeah.
Bring him back. What are you doing? Bring him back.
Oh, he's big time now. He's with the Athletic, man. I know we got the connection in. If we can get him away from the Athletic, dude, let's bring him, because that guy has X's and O's, dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
but yeah, anybody should go.
He was.
I think it's free. The Athletic is free right now, so anybody could go read that article. It's a really good article on Damon Arnett.
You there, Miguel?
Yeah, man, I'm still here.
What you got, brother?
I remember watching a game. It was an Ohio State game. I don't remember who it was against, but the one thing I do remember is them talking up Okudah in the game, and the announcers talking about Okudah in the game, and they weren't talking about the guy who was playing opposite. But what struck me was that they were picking on Okudah on that game. Now, if you guys remember what game that was, let me know.
That was most of the games because he only gave up one touchdown in his career.
That's a trip.
Yeah,
that's a trip to me.
And keep in mind,
when we drafted him. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, they've got 3 corners that are going to be first-round picks. So, they had Arnett that came to us, the Okudah, who was the 3rd pick, and then next year, Shaun Wade is going to be a first-round pick. And the corners of Ohio State typically stay on their side. So you're right. I mean, nobody really challenged Arnett. And if anything, what he can do is disrupt passing patterns, right? So, Patrick Mahomes and that passing offense is all based on timing. If Arnett could just, slow up a receiver, that's going to make a huge difference, And again, it comes down to, okay, maybe we give up yards, but can you create turnovers? Can you get the ball back? And I think Arnett has the ability to do that as well.
Yeah, he's just an all-around solid corner, and like you guys were saying, I didn't quite get it at first, like what happened with Burrow last year.
Yeah.
But then I looked into it, and there was some things, it's the other intangibles that you see that start to jump out, things that are second nature to him that a lot of guys kind of lack. He's got good instinct on the field.
And
I got a good feeling about that one. He's gonna be pretty good.
And I think that's again a testament to what the Raiders did all off season long. Joe hinted to it earlier. They had a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew their board, and they don't waver from their board. They trusted in their scouting department. They just didn't pick guys that people thought is the best person at that position. They went out and made a board of the guys that they knew would be best for their system and what they're doing moving forward. And they didn't let anything else waver them out of that. I mean, they were even smart enough, and I think it was almost planned, right? They, instead of just holding back and getting guys, they took advantage of the fact that it was a different offseason. You couldn't get a lot of these late round guys in for interviews and test runs and kind of kick the tires a little bit. So they knew the guys they already had target they can get, like a Javin White, and they moved up and got players that they might not have gotten if they would have stayed back. So they really rounded out this roster according to what their draft board looked like, and I think that's going to make us a better team. Even if you don't see all the fruits this year, by next year, I mean, you're going to be talking about guys that we might have scratched our head for at the moment, but it's going to turn out that they're going to be solid pieces on this football team.
And I think it should be noted, the defensive backs that we've brought in are all good tacklers. So maybe your defensive strategy is, you'll bend, but you won't break, So when the guy catches the ball, he goes down immediately because we have better tacklers back there. Where in the past, we've given up so much yards after the carry that with these better tackling defensive backs, the ball carrier goes down as soon as he catches the ball. We're not giving up all these empty yards.
And that's most defenses, nowadays in the NFL.
No doubt.
Bend, don't break.
Right, no doubt.
Very rarely do you have a defense that's going to like the polar opposite of what the NFL is, where there's going to lock
the game is catered for the offense.
Okay, can you tackle? Can you rep? Can you finish?
Yeah, right. I mean the offense.
Absolutely. So to have those types,
you're right,
is critical.
No, absolutely. All right, Miguel, do you got anything else for us before we let you go?
No, that's it, man. Just
cool.
Enjoying the show and enjoyed the draft, and gotta give you guys a call.
Awesome, brother. Well, we enjoy your calls all the time, man. So make sure you keep
thanks
calling.
for calling.
Thank you, Miguel.
Oh yeah, anytime, man.
All right, brother.
Hey, Miguel.
I'll talk to you guys
Thank you,
later.
Miguel, and thanks for the compliment. Unlike TQ, thanks for the compliment. All right. Hey, TQ, you don't like it? Come in and tell me, okay? Yes, what I thought, buddy. Knock on wood if you're with me.
Hey, how come it sounded like John Gruden got a lisp on that one? What's up with that? Did you notice that? Oh, that was good stuff, man.
Hey, Knight, you talking shit too?
Always, dude. That's my middle name. Talk shit. Raider
Okay.
talk shit. Raider
Okay.
talk shit night.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Hey,
That's
do we got
great.
anything else before we wrap this up? We're going to give you guys 5 more minutes to call in as we go into our wrap-up time right here. Give us a call, 253-993-3651. If you want your voice heard, give us your opinion on what you thought the Raiders did this past weekend as they built their team for the future. Oh, look at that. Boom, right away.
It's either
Does it sound
Ruse or
like it?
Rich.
Oh, it sound
Ruse
like
or
something.
Rich.
Thank you for calling the franchise. Who he's talking to?
What's up, Big Dog Night?
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Oh, Rich, man. Long time no
Raider
hear
Rich.
from, brother. What's happening, dude?
Nah, man, I was just listening to the previous caller's call, and he was talking about Okudah being picked on. That was the game against Clemson in the playoffs. Clemson literally picked on Okudah the whole game. They went after Arnett maybe 3 or 4 times, and then went right back after Okudah again. That was the game. So
Okay.
on the big stage, Arnett actually showed up and showed out. So I'm just, he put that out there. I remember the game. It was Arnett was the one that they did not want to throw after.
Yeah.
Try to attack.
That Ted Wynn article I was referencing, it talked a lot about that Clemson game, and it showed quite a few clips of the nice plays that Arnett made. And Clemson had T. Higgins, the first or second round pick, and they've also got a guy named Justin Ross, who'll probably be a first round pick next year. So they had their work cut out for him, and Arnett had one of his better games. I mean, he jammed a lot of dudes at the line and didn't really let them create separation. So that was a big game for him.
Ask Trevor Lawrence's head how he felt after Arnett laid his ass out.
You know what? I went back. It wasn't Arnett. It was Sean Wade. I thought it was Arnett. Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's
Sean
who it
Wade.
was? Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Whatever.
Hey, but T. Higgins actually abused Okudah in that game. I think the reason why he's looked at as a better prospect than Arnett was, one, because he had a back and a hamstring issue at the combine, so he ran that 4.5 whatever 40. 2 was the age. The people are probably figuring that Okudah is younger, so he has a bigger upside.
And he's longer.
Yeah, no doubt. Like the athletic profile of Okudah was just better. It doesn't mean he's a better football player.
Okay.
So I think
Right.
that was the difference.
Okay.
Hey, Rich, I
So,
got something for you,
but-
though. I got something for you, Carter. Nod.
What's up?
Let me ask you a
Here
question,
it
bro.
comes.
Like, why is it
What's
during the
that?
draft
What's cracking?
broadcast, man? You talking about I got new headphones, like we're from the IE, bro. We're supposed to ride together, homie. And you kind of threw me under the bus, bro. Like
you had
what's
those
the deal?
Barney headphones on forever, dog.
I like
love
red.
you. You love me.
We'll
You're
have
part
one
of the
fat ass
franchise
orgy.
Hey, I love you, Joe, but dude, you were rocking those things, and I'm sure there was a kid in another room talking about this is bullshit. You took my head.
Nah. I had some red beats. Red's my favorite color. It's my frat color, so I rock a lot of red. But yeah,
Those looked a little hot pink, but
All
we'll
right.
let that slide, man. It might have been the camera and the lighting. Who knows?
Nah, man. Hey, you guys still, like I said, dude, always say, dude, you guys have an excellent show, excellent content. There's no clickbait, dude. I am so tired of clickbait shows. You mean it's like, I have to unsubscribe to a bunch of things. It's just all clickbait. I don't want to hear a fake radio show. This is like couple of homies sitting around, drinking some beers, and we're talking sports
all day
and keeping it real. I love this.
Awesome.
That's the
Love
franchise,
it.
baby. That's the franchise. We love you back, though, bro.
All
Plus,
right,
you
guys.
got the greatest.
Hey, I gotta check
plus,
out
you got the
'cause-
you got the greatest intro ever, according to Gus.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Literally,
that just means I call too many times when I'm faded.
hey, you just don't roll alone. You always bring Jose with you, brother. It's all good.
It's all good,
Hey, but
bro.
no, but, I always listen. I'm hungry for Raider content. Especially right now, we're going through this pandemic, and we don't actually have sports. The NBA should be going on right now. We should have
baseball.
Baseball going on. We should be having, Dodgers and Giants going at it. We should be, all these good things going on, and we don't have it. The NFL is actually giving us a little bit of something to hold on to our normal, how do you say this, normalcy of life
Yeah.
with the draft. And I really, really appreciate it. Because, man, dude, my normal drive to work is like sometimes 45 minutes, sometimes 25 minutes. Right now it's like 10 minutes. I'm sleeping in like an extra 30 minutes. I'm loving it.
Right.
However, just life ain't the same, So I appreciate what the NFL is giving us. I'm hoping the NBA gets back since Vegas is empty. I got a question, Joe. Should the NBA set up teams in different hotels where they go down to the T-Mobile Arena and play games, maybe with no spectators, no audience, no nothing, and just televise them?
I say they set them up in this. I say you set them up in one hotel, all the teams, the whole organization. You can do that, and in Vegas you can play at T-Mobile, Thomas and Mack, and the Cox Pavilion as well. So you run those three arenas. And you can even play it in MGM as well. So you got 4 different places you can play games, and you have all the teams play there and finish out your season. We also talked about on the show, hockey may be coming to Vegas, and they finished their season out there as well. But Orlando is also an option for the NBA at the Disney World area. But I think Vegas makes the most sense for everybody. Everybody wants to go to Vegas. There's more to do, and you can only see the rat with big ears so often in Orlando. Plus, it's on the West Coast.
Exactly. All right, fellas. Hey, it was nice talking to you guys again.
Yes, Rich.
I got to check out because my old lady's already looking at me crazy.
It's all good. We got another call too, man. So we're good, brother.
Peace out.
All right, Rich.
All right, Rich.
Late.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to introduce to you for the first time as a part of the Franchise Sports Media Network, Ruse. What's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, are you gonna have any more of your best? You gonna have any more of your best friends call us and talk you up yet again, or what do you got?
Well, I got to space it out a little bit,
We all got bets. We all got bets already that your mom will call by next week.
There you go. It'll you got to be careful what you ask for.
I know, right?
Oh shit.
Yes. So I got a couple of interesting notes.
Right.
My perspective is a little. I try to look at things as a whole. So, a couple quick notes. I don't know if you guys saw, but Garyon Conley, the Texans declined the 5th-year option on him after giving up a 3rd-round pick for him. Apparently, I guess they still like him. It's kind of like a prove-it deal, kind of like how we do with Carl Joseph last year.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that option was like $10 million. They don't have any cap space.
Yeah, so they're rolling the dice. I mean, we'll see what happens with Conley, but he's not a Raider anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But you still want to see the guy do well,
Sure.
The Arnett. Oh, one thing on Arnett. I don't know if you guys saw, Chris Carter is kind of like his mentor, godfather type guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he did an interview. I forget who it was, but Chris Carter said that the reason why his 40 time wasn't so great was that he ran with a tweaked back and a hammy, so that affected his clock time. So if that's true, I give the guy credit. I mean, at least he didn't push out and didn't run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he wanted to compete and he ran. So, you got to give him credit.
But
for
it
that.
came from Chris Carter. It came from Chris Carter, and Chris Carter, is Chris Carter. So, I don't know if
all he does is catch
as a
touchdowns.
mentor is the very best thing. It's Chris Carter.
Because all he does is catch touchdowns, Joe. You should know that. That's all he does
Nah,
is catch touchdowns.
No. Honestly, no. I'm not even. Chris Carter, the player, never bothered me because Green Bay did a great job. Like it is Randy Moss that killed Green Bay.
Yeah.
Screw Chris Carter. But him as a broadcaster, how we did Fox with all this stuff, and then the lies that he was talking about LeBron and bro, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
It's that other one on FS1 I
Touch
can't
the nerve,
stand.
man. Touch the nerve.
That's
Nick
what we do
Wright,
around
I
here a
can't
little
stand
bit.
that guy.
We poke and prod around here. You'll get used to us, Bruce.
I got
Okay,
one of
Bruce,
the-
keep
one
it
of the
moving.
things
Just
that
keep
I
it
noticed
keep
was-
it going.
All right. Well, one of the things was interesting that I noticed in the undrafted free agents that we picked up. We brought in kicker from Utah State, Dominic Eberle. He was apparently converted on 87.5% of his kicks last year, and he's used to kicking in inclement weather. If you know, Daniel Carlson's the only other kicker on the roster. He had a pretty good year. I mean, he was 94% when we picked him up once Minnesota cut him in 2018. But Carlson, he didn't play very good last year. He missed a lot of kicks. He only converted 73% of his kicks, and his longest field goal was 48 yards. And for Raider fans, that seems pretty weak because Jano seemed like he would kick 5 to 10, 50 yarders every season. So
I did that in my sleep, bro.
Yeah.
something to keep an eye on.
Eberle's
So
he's from Germany, and he in college made 3 50-yard field goals. And I think you're right. He was definitely brought in to create competition with Daniel Carlson. So it'll be interesting. And, it seems like whoever makes the schedule always puts us up against Denver and Kansas City at the late part of the season in those places. So you've got to be able to kick in the cold. And obviously, kicking at Utah, it gets cold there in the winter. So he definitely has experience there.
And Wyoming and Colorado, the other places they play too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's something that's a sneaky move that Raider fans should keep an eye out for. I know it's not an exciting move, but that could play out, or he might get cut next week. You never know. But regardless, I think they're going to bring in competition for Carlson because you can't kick 73% in the NFL. Expect to keep your job.
Oh, we got a special appearance from Janikowski right now.
I'm all for the international kicker. He'll never break on my record, but international kicker number 1. I'm number 11, but it's all good. I'm all for the international kicker. Thank you. Hey Joe, fuck you.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
Oh, go have another smoking bourbon.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's great.
Can't beat them, join them.
That's great.
One other thing I wanted to touch on too is, it's unfortunate that your boy Javin didn't get drafted, but believe it or not, that could be. He sounds like he's been an underdog all his life, so this could just motivate him even more to make the roster. I know you've been talking him up, and I was really impressed with his interview, man. Like I see, being from the Bay Area, you sense his passion, his swag. Like Bay Area cats, we're just different, man. We carry ourselves differently. So
I love that dude, man. Jay White's a different breed, and that was what you seen was a tempered Jay White. Like that's a I'm getting interviewed Jay White. When you know him and you get him off the field or on the field, he is
some
a
of it came out.
animal.
He held back, but you can see it started to come out in him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like not too many guys in his situation come on, regardless of what show they're on, and be like, "Oh, dude, I'm not there to make friends, bro. You know what I mean? I'm there to take people's jobs, bro." Hey, but on the other side, Ruse, you know, the guy's getting a contract, right? So I think they're rewarding him. I think they're letting him know, hey, you might not have got drafted because we weren't there picking, but we're going to reward you that way because we want you. So he's, you know, the idea is for a team to want you bad enough. You know, not all undrafted free agents get that opportunity that he's getting right now. So he's going to do great things, man.
And he chose to come here. I mean. Mm-hmm. He had multiple other offers from Dallas, and I think there was a couple other teams. But
I know Seattle, and Dallas. So it came down to the Las Vegas, Seattle, and Dallas. It came down to those three.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and the other two are playoff teams.
I'm happy to have him.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah,
I get to cover my homie for a little bit longer.
No, he's going to do big things in Vegas. He's already got the name in Vegas, so it's really going to help his brand as a whole. So it's a very smart business move, very smart, and a talented football player. And now he's a very smart, talented business acumen Raider football player.
And a college graduate, man.
And a college graduate, for sure.
With honors. Yep.
That's awesome.
100%.
Yeah, man. That's I mean, what can you say? You got nothing. You can't do anything but praise a guy like that.
Right.
You know? Put the work in, you get rewarded.
All day, and that's what's great about Jay.
What else? I mean, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I pretty much have for tonight. You know, another great show as usual. So, looking forward to
next time
content moving forward.
Next time we're gonna have you in your face on video with us when we do the next one, bro.
Yep. We got to put a face with the name.
Let's do it.
Yep.
I'm thinking a little Arsenio Hall action. You know, Roos, stuff like that.
No, I don't know about that. you want to get listeners in. You don't want to turn people away.
Oh, shit. But now, Rules, real talk, bro. Like, man, I appreciate you. You know, in the conversation we had yesterday and the days before. You know, I welcome you to the family and to have you a part of what we're doing and sharing our vision. And you have a similar vision, man. We're all excited and we're really appreciative of having you join the family. So officially, like, you know, welcome to the franchise family, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Looking forward to big things ahead.
We all are, Roos. Thank you, man. You're top notch, dude.
I appreciate the kind words, man. You guys be safe and take care.
You too, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Roos.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Later.
Muted.
All right. Muted. All right.
Muted. So, no more phone calls. They're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're gonna have to wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, let's just go ahead around the horn. You guys got grades for the Raiders at all? Is there a grade that you want to put on the Raiders for the draft?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, from 5 years ago, I'll give you a grade.
No, this is a test, by the way. So you guys, I just wanted to see how we were going to run this. We didn't talk about it beforehand because there's two things I don't do. There's two things I don't like to do. I do not like grading, and I do not like trying to predict the season record or game by game because it's by a game by game basis. You got to look at a lot of different things, and most fans or whatever come on and be like, "Oh, we going undefeated. We're going 16-0." You know what I mean? Like, or they were an A or they were a D. I'm not like that. So cool. I'm glad I don't have that pressure of doing a grade.
Nah, grades are for children. We're grown. Let these guys
let
these guys get out there and grind and I can't wait to see them back on the field. And then let's talk in a year or two. You know, say I talk after in year 3 or going into year 4 about where these guys are at and where they're at from then.
And if we're lucky, sooner. Because we look at what Jacobs and Moreau and Farrell and Crosby and all them, they were able to contribute last year. So
that's something I wanted to point out. If you look at numbers last year, and people want to talk about Cleveland Farrell being a disappointment, compare his numbers to Javion Clowney's. and look at the numbers across the board. Farrell outperformed Jadeveon Clowney, and that guy's trying to get between 18 and 20 million a year. No, he's not going to get it, but it's still. Clowney has number 1 overall pick, the number 4 overall pick. I'll take a Cleveland Farrell over Jadeveon Clowney just based off of what I'm getting and the effort I'm getting versus what I get from Clowney. And I kind of tweeted that out the other night. I was thinking about that and kind of put it out there. And I know I would rather, at this point, give me Farrell over Clowney. That's just
And it's ultra disappointing, too, for a guy like Clowney because he's so talented. You know, he should be, you know, producing double-digit sack seasons every year and being a game changer. And it just seems like he only shows up when he wants to. But, yeah, I mean, you guys are right about the draft. I mean, you got to let it play out, let these guys play for a couple of years, and then you get kind of a feel for who they are. You know, and, you know, people develop at different times, you know, so some guys might come on right away. Some guys take a couple of years to develop. So I'm just excited by the competition that they brought in because I think all these guys that they brought in, you know, are hungry to compete.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So before we get out of here, Joe, where can the audience find you?
Man, franchisesportsmedia.com. Twitter at Joe Arrigo, ARRIGO, or at TheFranchiseLV. Myself and TQ run that account. Go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube page. You need to get to 100. We're almost there. And all the Franchise Sports Media shit on social media at TheFranchiseLV.
Chris, where can they find you, brother?
Yeah, I just really only mess around with Twitter, so it's just at Chris Sproul. So it's ChrisSproule at Chris Sproul.
And you can find me over at Night Live on Twitter or at the W2W for now anyway. So that's how you can find me on Twitter. Also, you can find me here every Wednesday night with the boys, 7:05 Pacific Standard Time, Franchise Raider Podcast. Until next week, stay Raider strong.
Deuces.
The Kingdom. That's the name of this song right here. Squeeze. Knock on wood if you're with me.
Oh, God.
Hey, Squeeze. Why don't you knock on some wood, buddy? Knock on wood if you're with me.
Mini, calm down, Mini, calm down.
Hey, look here, Janikowski. I'll cut your ass.
Franchise.
Never want to draft his ass.
Ow.